People always ask me, what is the best first-time Porsche purchase? And I always say, well, if you don't care about it being a 911, go get a Boxster. Because for $5,000, you can get yourself into the driver's seat of a very capable sports car. Now, the Porsche Boxster is celebrating its 25th anniversary, but we've got to go back a little bit further to before Porsche revealed the concept of the Boxster. Late 80s, early 90s, times were not great for Porsche. Porsche wasn't always the king of the hill. By the early 90s, the Stuttgart-based company was struggling. Sales were dwindling and Japanese engineers were brought in to help streamline and speed up production techniques, which had become antiquated, inefficient, and time-consuming. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen all spawned rumors of a takeover. But the Porsche family said nein and quickly appointed Herr Wiedeking as the new CEO. Looking to boost sales and increase profitability, Porsche introduced the Boxster as the entry-level sports car. It was the company's first roadster since the 914, and the Boxster was a smash success, effectively saving the brand and becoming the best-selling Porsche from its debut in 1996. 25 years on, the Boxster has come into its own, creating its own legend as a fun, nimble, affordable sports car. And while there are some high-priced examples, like this one owned by Porsche itself, the vast majority of Boxsters on the road today are perhaps the most affordable Porsches to own and maintain. But hey, all of that aside, 25 years later, I'm behind the wheel of a Gen 1 Boxster, and I have to admit the car is super well balanced, it's nimble, just enough power to have fun. The Boxster really is all about being a momentum car. You know, it carries a lot of speed through the sweepers. Straight line performance is not what the Boxster's about or where it excels really. The Boxster is all about braking later, getting on the gas earlier, and carrying speed through the corners. So I'm about to go meet the owner of this car. It's a lady named Tiffani. She's owned it for 12, 13 years, and she actually tracks the car. And now she's a national instructor for the Porsche Club of America. She's a great character, so let's see what she has to say. Hey, Tiffani.
Hey.
That was a whole lot of fun. Really a lot of
Good.
fun.
I'm glad. And don't you have one of these?
I don't have a Boxster yet, but I always tell people this is the best first-time Porsche purchase anywhere. And I have to say, for me, the Boxster is best served above 5,000 RPM.
I agree.
How about we go for a drive?
Would love to.
We got a busy day in the Crest, it seems, right there.
Thank you.
Like rush hour in the Crest. So Tiffani, was this your first Porsche?
It was.
So why a Boxster?
When I was 14 years old, I drove with my uncle in his Boxster from Vegas to SoCal.
Okay.
And I remember this one moment looking over into the passenger mirror and seeing myself and thinking, this is the kind of car you want one day. It's been so much fun, very little maintenance.
Yeah.
It is agile, it's flexible, it can be a daily driver. I didn't really know what I had until I joined the Porsche Club and started learning more about the brand.
So let's talk about that. It took you 5 years to join the Porsche Club of America. What event did you go to?
I went to the Porsche Club Orange County region members meeting.
Okay.
It was in January of 2014 and it was amazing. There was about 150 members.
Was everyone friendly?
Friendly.
There was no judgments about owning a Boxster?
I was scared of that, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So I was a little nervous that I'd be out of my league or not quite accepted, and it was the opposite.
Well, how about we swap over? You take me for a ride, I'll learn a few pointers from you, and we'll go from there. So.
Sounds good.
Let's talk about your competitive spirit. What inspires you to brake later, go a little deeper in the turn, and generally go faster? What's motivating you from a competitive point of view?
Watching my mentors, seeing how they get in and out of the corners faster, the line, am I on the right line? I want to do well for them because they're taking their time to teach me. I want to win too. I think as a female, it is nice to be up there on the podium. It's nice to bring home the trophies. And, but the biggest win that I ever had was getting Instructor of the Year, the first female Instructor of the Year for Orange County region a few years back. That was huge.
Now let's talk about that teaching. Where did that come from?
I am a teacher by trade, but I think it's also, I love knowing that one, I accomplished something and can give back as an instructor. Not only is it fun, but it's practical.
Does it help you yourself become a better driver by being in the passenger seat and seeing a different part of the track that you would see from the driver's seat?
Absolutely. It makes me more aware. I think when you can teach something, that's when you've really mastered it. So being observant of hand placement, of pedal placement, where your feet are, where your knees are, how you breathe. Believe it or not, breathing is so important.
Of course. How do you push the students to brake later? When they're like, I got to brake early.
I show them.
Okay, so you demonstrate.
I demonstrate them.
This is how late you can brake.
If they're not getting it, then I say, do you mind if I drive your car? Okay. I'd like you to experience what it feels like from the seat.
So you've come a long way. Obviously you have talent. Obviously you enjoy driving and you enjoy giving back to the club and to your students. Let's talk about the friendship that you've made along the way.
Okay, I don't know where to begin. Like, some of my closest friends are through Porsche. It's just been like my second family.
Tell me about this Porsche Global Women's Club. Am I saying that right?
Porsche Women's Global.
Okay,
yes.
Porsche Women's Global, PWG. What is that?
Women Porsche owners, we get together, we go on drives, and our goal is to just support each other, get more female awareness and participation, and just celebrate. I would say celebrate each other and our successes. It's now international.
International?
Yeah, we have clubs springing up all over.
So that really sums up the Porsche community, I think. The fact that people are willing to help each other out. Yeah. You're giving back your time, your expertise, your knowledge from this seat when you're instructing other people. I've been there, I've done that. I know sometimes that can be frustrating. It can always be rewarding. Sometimes it can be scary. Would you agree?
100%.
You can always tell when that person's going to spin. You see it coming in slow motion.
And you can tell them brake here, but if they're not ready, you just brace for the spin.
You know what's going to come.
And then I don't even say anything. I just let them sit with it.
Got it. Absorb and sit. Now, I often say Porsche is my drug of choice. It's my religion. It's the car I fell in love with as a 10-year-old, and perhaps the marque I'm most associated with. But just because I love the 911 doesn't mean I think it's the only Porsche car you should know about. The Boxster, especially the 986, is an incredible car. I've often said it's the perfect first-time entry-level Porsche purchase. So, what's the biggest difference between the 911 and the Boxster, other than the fact that one has the engine in the middle and the other has the engine in the rear? Now, I would never say the 911 is the next big thing, but at this moment in time, the Boxster certainly is. Now, Tiffani, it seems to me that the Boxster was built for this type of terrain. We know Grant Larson and Pinky Lay designed this car in the early 90s. We know it came out 25 years ago in 1996. It's been a real memorable day because this to me is the next big thing in the sense of it's super affordable, it's fun to drive. Tell me how your day's been.
It's been phenomenal. It's been great cornering and all the curves, riding with you, seeing how you drive it compared to me, and I love this car.
What is next for you in the car?
Hopefully more racing. I'd love to do wheel to wheel.
Okay.
Teach my son how to drive stick shift, because
Okay.
I love the manual.
You and your son are welcome to come by anytime,
Thank
and we can all
you.
get together and drive each other's cars. So I got to get this down, you got to get that down. Why don't we drive down together?
Would love to.
I'll follow you down and you can show me your line down the crest.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's do it.